Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Savvy Cast. I'm so grateful that you're either listening or watching, and I am super excited about today's episode because I'm looking at three beautiful ladies who are going to talk about home decor, how to make things beautiful, and I think you're going to love this episode, and I can't wait to dive in. I am here with Alex Hechart and her mother, Donna Woodfin, and her co-worker, Mary Clay Holtcam, and they are going to talk about the fabulous business Home with Hechart. And y'all are going to love everything that they have to share because it's one of my favorite emails to get with all the seasonal things, the pieces, the furniture, the decor. So everyone, you're going to love this. So ladies, welcome. Thank you for taking time to be on the Savvy Cast.
Oh my gosh, thank you. We're so excited. It's the highlight of our week, so we can't wait.
Oh, goodness. Well, I just want to start before we dive into Home with Hechart and all the wonderful things about that. I want to just get you all to share what you would choose as your last meal. That's sort of my icebreaker for all of my guests.
I love this question. And I think each of us are going to have very different answers. So,
because remember, calories don't count. It's your last meal.
Oh, it's you throw it out with a bang on the last meal.
Right.
Yes. Okay, Mary Clay, you start. Do you have what you would do?
Oh yeah. Southern girl at heart. I just think of my grandparents' house growing up. I would totally do barbecue, just the whole nine, the banana pudding, all that. I just love barbecue, 4th of July.
That's me. I'm right there with you.
Yum. Okay, so mine is easy. I would do spaghetti and meatballs, like your classic.
Yeah.
I would do spaghetti and meatballs. And then I have, this is an interesting fact, a bag of M&Ms every night. I love M&Ms. So I would have just random milk chocolate M&Ms. It's just been something I've had for probably every night, I would say for about, at this point, maybe 5 years.
That is the cutest thing ever. You don't look like you've ever etten an M&M
in
your life.
I have had my fair share. So I would eat not just one bag. I would eat 6 to 10 bags, just all the M&Ms.
Okay, and I have to ask you, do you have a special recipe for your spaghetti and meatballs or just any spaghetti and meatballs?
Okay, so actually I do. And I have gone multiple, I'm also kind of a picky eater. So I've tried multiple people's spaghetti and meatballs and they're all great. But my favorite is actually, you can go to Publix, and Publix, you know, the section that's like ready made. It's like in the back in the meat section. Like they're prepared.
They're phenomenal.
They are great. And you put them on, I put them in a cast iron skillet and we do a spaghetti sauce over them with mozzarella cheese. And we put them in the oven at 400 degrees for like 30 to 35 minutes and put it over just noodles. And it is amazing. So basic.
Oh my goodness. That sounds great. I'm going to have to talk to you off mic about the flying meatballs since you're a meatball girl.
Yes.
They're amazing. They're one of my favorites. They're at Fresh Market, but they're fabulous. You need to follow them on Instagram. They're good friends of mine now that we've talked. I've referred so many people to them. Their meatballs are really great. So
this is going to be exciting. That's going to be a new meal for me.
Another little tip. Okay, Donna, what about you?
Mine's just the traditional. I would do a steak fillet with a loaded baked potato, buttery bread, salad, and coconut pie.
Oh, yum. Oh my goodness. All that sounds great. I could go with any of y'all's last.
It's leaving me hungry.
I know. Okay. Well, I just want y'all to start at the beginning. And Alex, would you just like to start because you are Alex Hechart and it's your business. Tell us how it started.
Okay. So it really started with, just a love, honestly, of shopping. My mom has kind of decorated for people all growing up just on the side. And I've always loved just furniture and going shopping and just all things interior design related, basically. And so I was one day I'm working for my parents out of college. I graduated from Auburn with a degree in marketing and with the thought of working for my parents' family business. And we sold copiers and printers and they still do. And there's different locations throughout Alabama, but I was in sales selling copiers and I just kind of hated it. And it just was less than thrilling. Nobody's thrilled about getting a new copier. Nobody wants one. I mean, people want them, but
I've got to interject. If anyone could sell copiers, you could. You're the cutest. I mean, y'all all look like models, but seriously, who would not buy a copier from you?
You would be surprised. Quite a few people, unfortunately.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. But I was selling copiers for my parents, and my husband, he's in finance and he just loves his job and he loves what he does and he's really passionate about it. And my sister's a nurse and she loves what she does. And so I was just around a lot of people who really loved what they did. And I loved everything. I liked doing the sales of copiers, but I didn't love it. And so one day my husband was like, well, if you could do whatever you would want to do, what would you do? I'm like, well, I don't think it works like that because I kind of already am doing this and I don't think I can just switch. He's like, well, of course you can. Like, just think it over and pray about it and just see what kind of comes to your mind. I'm like, well, I already know. I don't even have to think about it. I would love to just start an interior design business and have a little store with my mom. And Santi was like, well, Alex, I think you should do that. And the idea was kind of just born right at the beginning of COVID, before COVID even became like a huge thing at the end of February. And so
were y'all in Auburn at the time, Alex?
No, we were in Birmingham.
You've been in Birmingham the whole time.
The whole time. Yeah.
Okay. But you graduated from Auburn. Your husband graduated from Auburn. Mary Clay graduated from Auburn.
My husband graduated from Jacksonville State, but
he
met at my senior year of Auburn.
Okay.
And we had some money put aside, my husband and I, and he let me, we decided together that it was a great idea. So we really invested and kind of went all in on the idea. And one of my best friends, Anna Kate, she has a business here in Birmingham called C'est La Vie by AC. And she's a brand and website designer. And she's phenomenal if you ever need anybody or want to refer somebody to her. And she just was like, Alex, we're going to do this.
Okay. So Alex, COVID was going on. Your husband says, let's do this. Your friend is helping you get everything together, but it took a while before you had the actual storefront that you have today. What did your business look like at the very beginning?
So this is just comical. At the very beginning, we worked out of my mom's back bedroom. So she had a guest bedroom and we turned it into our office and our storage unit. So everything got shipped to either my mom's house or it was shipped to our copier dealership in Birmingham, not mine, but my parents in Birmingham. And they have a huge warehouse. So it was great to be able to have stuff shipped there. And it was a commercial location with a loading dock. So we didn't have to face that major difficulty, which with freight and large furniture items, they all have to go commercial. So answered that major question for us. And we just worked out of the back bedroom and did everything online. And we met with people via Zoom and FaceTime and just made it work with what we had. And it was really great. We loved it. My mom, it was really out of her house. So we would come over, I would get a cup of coffee and we'd go upstairs and I would be there sometimes from 7:00 in the morning until 8:00 that night. And we'd have dinner and then I'd go home and then I'd come back the next morning.
Now, Donna, do you live in Birmingham as well?
I do. Yes.
Okay.
We're really close by. So she doesn't live but about a street over.
Yes. We live 3 streets apart. So it worked out.
That is amazing. Whose beautiful white kitchen is that I see y'all's picture? You're in the.
That's my mom's.
So beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Thank you. So, I enjoyed having it there, but it's great to have a store location now.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So let me just ask you this: before you had the storefront, let's say I called and I saw. something on your website or just wanted you to find something, would you ship it to me directly? Or I know, like you said, large furniture, can it be drop shipped?
Yeah. So
Okay.
if you called me and you were like, Alex, I really want a couch and I want it to look like this, I could source something for you and we could have it drop shipped directly to your house.
Okay, that's wonderful.
So it's more of an expense with white glove delivery would be something that you would have to do so that it could be actually brought into your home and unpackaged, but it's really not that much more in the grand scheme of things. And it just is so much more convenient for the client or customer.
Okay. Well, now y'all then got your storefront. How did you find your space, which is in English Village? Is that correct?
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
it is. So actually during 21 days of prayer, I don't know, with Church of the Highlands, we were participating and I had just felt like it was time for us to find a space. Like it was just the strangest thing. I'm like, we've got to start looking. And we went and looked at multiple different locations. And Mary Clay was on the way to pick up her little boy, Wade. And she pulled into this place and it's just in English Village. It had a small sign in the bottom corner that said for rent. And she took a picture and it was exactly what we were looking for. Nothing too big, just somewhere that we could work out of and meet clients and people could come in and sit on a couch and see if they wanted to custom order it or sit on chairs or take them with them. And it just answered all of the boxes that we had at the time. And we were able to just sign the lease immediately and move in. So we did people put down we had different floors put down and painted the walls and just some cosmetic things. And then we just moved right in. And we've been working out of here since February. Yeah, or March.
What a wonderful place, because I assume you get a lot of foot traffic as well from the village.
Yeah, it is. It's great. We're actually in the upstairs of a place in English Village. So we do get a lot of foot traffic, but also it's a little of both because either people have appointments and they come in or people come in just off the street, which we love. That's so fun. But it can be a little intimidating. I feel like as a customer to walk in and you're like, where is it? And then you see the stairs. You're like, oh, okay, I guess I go up the stairs.
Yeah, well, okay. Now let me just, for those listening or watching who live all over, how would you work with a client who is not local, it's virtual, and how would you work to get them what they want for their space? Do you first get pictures of their space? And first of all, let me backtrack. I would love for everyone to know what your aesthetic is, or do you have an aesthetic that you like can describe? And then do you also work with people for whatever their aesthetic is? Or their taste or their style?
Yeah. I would say that typically our style, and Mary Clay, you can also, and Mom, y'all can answer this too. We definitely have more of a traditional style. We love just a traditional look. I just think it's very timeless. My mom definitely leans a little bit more towards a modern feel. So we kind of mix and merge the two. And Mary Clay, how would you describe what you would say our aesthetic is?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the way we kind of describe it is like Southern traditional with the modern flair, obviously, but just the love of antiques and unique pieces. And I think also to answer your question about other people's tastes, like I feel like we always want to work with what they want for their home too. So we love to bring in traditional things, but if that's not what they love, then of course, we wouldn't to force anything too traditional on somebody who doesn't love that.
Yeah.
Right.
So working with people, but also trying to challenge them on certain things that we think are just timeless. And every time that's happened, that people are like, I don't know, or I'm unsure about it, they'll get the piece in and they're like, I can't imagine not getting this. Like this actually completed the space. I was worried about it. It looks like it could be a little bit much for my typical style, but this just pulled everything together. So we love to be able to adhere to whatever style they have, but also in a challenging, but in great way, be like, but what if you tried something along these lines and saw what you thought about that? So a little bit of both. We work with anyone, but we love to have just a little bit of old in every room, a little bit of old and some new. It just kind of makes the space feel just a home to us.
Right. Well, I will say I'm subscribed to your newsletter. I go to your website for inspiration often. Your aesthetic is absolutely beautiful. It is a perfect mix to me of traditional, a lot of white, which I love, but then color and timeless pieces. So I think that you could help anyone have exactly what they wanted, but also have that beautiful classic look. So can you tell me, let's say I'm calling you from another state and can't come in person, what's the process that you would work through, and how do y'all work as a team?
Yes, I'm so glad you asked that. Okay, so they would probably inquire on our website, and either Mary Clay and I, we usually do more of the emailing, would reach back out to them and set up an initial call just to kind of hear about their space and hear what they're wanting. And it usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes, and they sort of tell us what they're thinking, what room it is they're wanting, what pieces they're needing, what they want to incorporate in. And from there, we just want to be sure basically through the call that we're a good fit for them and that they're a good fit for us. And then once they kind of decide if they're ready to move forward working with us, we send them over a link to our project management system. And there they'll fill out a questionnaire. So in the questionnaire, it has a place for you to put your measurements, for you to put like details about each measurement, your ceiling height, just things that sometimes people don't think about, but we have to have so that we can truly design the room. And there they'll upload photos of different pieces that they want to keep, photos of the room. They're able to send us, if it's a new home, a Zillow link so we can kind of walk through it. They're able to send us, a video of the space. And honestly, the questionnaire kind of goes through a little too much detail so that they can it almost at the end of the day feels like we actually walk through the space with them. Right. And that way we're able to really have all the facts from the very beginning of what we're working with and what they're kind of thinking. And they're also able to put kind of inspiration and describe their style, talk about, their family life. What does this space going to be used primarily for? How is it going to need to have more seating, less seating? Is it more for looks or functionality? Different questions like that. And then from there, they kind of hand over the reins to us and we start kind of pulling some different pieces together. And we will put together a mood board and then lay it out how it will actually look in real life through Photoshop. And then we'll have it all presented to them. So we have it all laid out to where it's actually, this is how the couch will sit on the wall. And here is the amount of space that you'll have for walking. And it really is so cool what you can do virtually these days.
That's amazing. And how do y'all work as a team? Who's doing what? I mean, after they fill the form
questionnaire out, basically everybody does a little of everything.
Y'all just tag team.
We tag together. Tag team it all. So really, it just depends on the day who's picking out what. But we'll say, we'll find the first piece that we're like, this is going to be the thing that makes the room. And we try and build from there. So whether that's a fabric that we found that we're like, oh, this will be great for drapes, or it's a, antique chest that we're like, oh, that's going to really ground the space and pull everything together. And we kind of build off of that. So instead of just kind of going at it from a wide angle, we kind of start narrow and build out. And we kind of found that that's easier.
So do y'all have a workroom where you do custom window treatments and pillows and so forth?
Yeah. So we have someone who does our drapes for us. And we also have a company who we can order pre-made drapes from, and they're incredible. But we also have someone who does custom, and she'll pinch pleat them and do whatever. So,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
And so do y'all give the option, we'll travel to do the install, or you have people in each location that you send or you contact to do all of that installation?
So for the install day, things come in so sporadically that it would be hard for us to, unless the client we found, it's just easier for them to, as soon as they get something in, they're able to FaceTime us and Zoom, just kind of like we're doing right now. And we're able to say like, okay, that's going to go over a little bit more to your right. And whether we contact someone there to help them with either hanging the drapes or hanging the art, whatever it may be, but we're able to do it all kind of virtually. And it just keeps things more cost efficient for the client. But we're absolutely willing to travel for an install day as well.
Right. How do you work with varying budgets? How do you determine, okay, this is your budget and do you say we can work on this space or we can do a little in each room? I know you probably get many different requests from many clients as to how they want to proceed, but I know budget does come into play. So how does that work?
So we really work with all budgets. I would say we usually start around at least it's really hard to even say a number.
Oh yeah.
But we try and work with all budgets. within reason. I mean, you may be able to answer. It's kind of
questionnaire.
it's on the questionnaire to fill out so that they
you
can
have
kind
a
of
good idea.
yeah, a good idea of, and that's kind of in our first call, just to be sure that they're a right fit for us and we're a right fit for them, where you kind of talk through like, okay, what is your ideal? What are you looking to spend in this space? What is your, goal here? And then that way we can either refer them to someone else or even timeline comes into play a lot of times. Like, are we going to how far out are we before we can start your project, or when it's going to be best to start your project? And if they're in a closer time frame, then we can refer them to somebody else, or lots of different things come into play with that. But we do try and work with all budgets, just because from the very beginning, that was something I was passionate about, because being young and married and wanting really nice things, but being on a budget, I was like, I really want to try and make this as affordable, but as nice as I can. So I can, I still have that side that I'm like, oh, I can definitely help you.
Oh, yes. And what are some of the most, I guess, impactful changes people can make, people who have existing homes and just want a refresh or an update? What are some things that you've advised people that makes a big impact?
Painting obviously makes a huge impact. If it's something that they want to just brighten a space, and or even a wallpaper on just one wall, like an accent wall wallpaper, can be a huge difference. And I love drapery. So I think drapes can make a massive difference in a space, just warming it up and making it feel cozy, and more curated to the room, because you can obviously do different patterns and different, combinations of color, and you could do a valance or not, there's so many options when it comes to window treatment. So I think that makes a huge difference. What would y'all say? The same, or?
I would say pillows.
Oh yeah,
pillows. I can't get enough pillows.
Yes. Every time we go to market, we say we're not taking any pillows back with us. We're not
we do.
We've never ever.
Cozy and warm, and it's just
know.
She suckers us in with the pillows every time. But y'all, the velvet. I'm like,
I know. Yes.
So great.
Now, would you? What are the trends right now? And I know y'all are not like following trends, but the trends that you're mixing in with just the classic, as far as sofas I know there's a lot of the white, the neutral, the linen. Are you doing more slip covers or more upholstered? What's going on in that arena?
We usually do upholstered. I love an upholstered sofa. Obviously there's slip covers, and that's great because you can take them off and wash them. But even we kind of lean towards, for our own houses, I love like a darker sofa. I think it can be really pretty, kind of like we just ordered some in like a rich velvet color, like just a really, like, it's a chocolate velvet. So we love like a darker sofa, and then accent it with more white or whatever you wanted to do. Just something to add depth and texture. So that's kind of something that we're seeing as, I don't know if it's necessarily a trend, but I think that you'll see more of color in the next
I agree.
few months, years.
And people are definitely loving the burl wood. A lot of clients request things like that, which is so fun. But I think it's easy to incorporate with other traditional.
Now, I've seen a lot of the burl wood on side tables. Where else is the burl wood coming into play?
Even like consoles or picture frames. I love like an antiqued burl wood. It's it's hard to beat that. It's beautiful, but I feel like a lacquered burl is kind of coming in as well. And it's sort of just a little bit more of a shiny burl piece, and they are stunning and we love them. So I hate to even use the word trend because I hope it never goes away.
Right.
Yes. But that's something. And then I would say just trims in general on things, like just, and it's like an easy way for people to get into pattern and color again. I feel like just adding a trim on something, it feels less scary for people to be like, okay, I'll just add a trim and that's good. But I feel like that's kind of just like tiptoeing into, we're getting back to like pattern play and colors and just the fun things of design.
What's your take on colors right now? Where are colors? Are we still, is gray almost on its way out? I know we've been with the beautiful whites and the neutrals. Are those still strong?
I think so. Gray is an interesting topic for us. I'm not the biggest, okay, that's hard to say. I love gray can be great, but sometimes gray, I just feel like it really, especially the blue gray color, it was everywhere for a while. And I do love gray. It can be beautiful, but I think that definitely it's more of like neutrals and taupes and browns and greens and blue. And that may not be even trendy. That just may be what we like. So I don't know.
Well, I know that wasn't blue one of the colors of the year for
I think so.
2021, the brighter blue.
Yes.
Mhm.
And so I've seen y'all use some of that in your pillows and all
Yes.
of that. So
fun.
So do y'all have go-to or favorite paint colors? Just a few that you recommend?
Yeah. For a wall color, I would
Mhm.
say we love white dove. I think it goes
Yeah.
with everything. It really
Mhm.
doesn't pull any color. It
Mhm.
doesn't pull a yellow or pull pink, or it's just a really great basic white that we've kind of come to love. And then we also love, what is it called? Not baby fawn, but what is it now?
It's called Edgecombe Gray.
Edgecombe Gray.
Who
Oh,
don't
yeah.
to commit to the
Yeah.
white. It's also a great, just neutral kind of beigeish color. It's really not gray. I don't know why they called it Edgecombe Gray. It used
Yeah,
to be
it's more of
called Baby Fawn. So
And that's a
Mhm.
good one. What is the other one that we've really liked? I'm blanking
Drawing
on
a
what the
blank.
name is. Oh my gosh. It's kind of a creamy color also. It's more on the side of like a taupe.
Mhm.
And I am blanking on the name of it. We have paint swatches for days in here. I should be able to just pull it and find it.
Do y'all recommend to people, let's say you're starting out, would you recommend to people to paint their whole entire home and trim like one of your favorite palettes and then bring in color with the trim and with the pillows? So that's where you're able to have a lighter effect, but have color that you are not investing. You're not putting it all over your walls.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
That
And
is
what
what
are
we
some of the fun ways? Because you're inspiring me. I think I may get you all to come do. I want something wallpapered here.
Yes.
And I do have one Philip Jeffries, I believe. Is that a wallpaper?
Yeah.
I think I've got that in one little space, but you can't really tell it's wallpaper. I want a wallpaper that's got a pattern, and
Yes.
It's so fun.
where are you using that in a fun way or either an elegant way?
I mean, anywhere somebody will kind of let us, we love to do it. I think a wallpaper is beautiful in a dining room. I think it can be so traditional and elegant and just beautiful. I love like a muraled wallpaper. You can even do it in an office, or a powder bath is
The powder bath
the
or
eve-
bathroom could be fun.
very fun. A nursery even. We
yes.
love that.
Yes.
We've done a lot of wallpaper in nurseries recently. So it just takes things up a notch from it being just a basic white to like if you add we've done a really pretty green wallpaper recently for boys and girls, the same one. And it just pulls, you can add pops of pink, a light pink or a blue, or it's just beautiful.
Just adds another element that's fun and
Adds depth.
Think out of the box a little bit.
Oh yeah. And you can do one wall, even if you've got a chair rail.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's lots of fun ways to do that. So wallpaper and pillows and paint. What are some of the fabulous pieces? I will say, and those watching and listening, some of you may have been one of many who have asked me about glasses that I got from you all.
Yes.
They are, and I get asked this all the time, and I just tell them to go to your website, but they're the speckled.
Yes.
Okay. Do you still have access to those? I literally, every time there's something with them, what are those glasses? And can you send your link to those?
Yes, I can.
I use mine all the time.
And they're dishwasher safe.
Yes, they are.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, white. And what do you call? Are they called speckle or
speckled? We just called them the speckled glass, and it's the funniest story because it was one of the first things we got. And actually, my mom, when we got them, she was like, "I don't know, Alex. These seem like they could be a little bit of a miss. I don't know." I'm like,
the blue in right off the bat. The blue was really bright, and so
now we all own them.
Yeah, I love them. I mean, I have the old fashioned, I have the wine. I mean,
for everything.
Yes.
Water, tea, wine, anything.
Yeah, they've become everything.
I have the I guess aren't wine and double old fashioned the same? Are they the same?
No, they're a little bit different.
A little bit of same size, different shape.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure which ones I have, but I love them. What other are they all on your website, or does someone specifically request? Okay,
they're all on our website. Well,
okay.
What's happened though is since March, the company that we get them from has been out of stock, but not to worry. In October, I think we're getting literally 200 of each color, because over the holidays, they're just a huge, I love
We do
them.
have some in stock, though.
We have a few in stock right now that are the old fashioned ones, but the wine glasses are coming back in around October. And so as soon as they are, we'll send out a big email blast and all of that to be able to be sure that people get them for the holidays, because they are awesome.
They're fabulous. And I actually have, and I got this at Williams-Sonoma years ago. It's like a punch bowl.
Yeah.
But I want to say it was Aaron Lauder.
Yeah.
But you can't, it's not sold anymore. But y'all's look exactly like that, the actual material. Do you ever think you'll get bowls? Or I think I got bowls from you all.
Yes, we do have bowls. Yep.
Okay,
we
have Christmas ornaments.
And we do Christmas ornaments at the holidays that are kind of the speckled look. We just think they're so fun and a fun way to add like a little bit of color. And the ornaments that we'll get over the holidays, we love to keep them out year round because they don't really look like an ornament. I mean, they are an ornament, but you can put them in a big bowl as a centerpiece or something with moss or different things. And they just look great year round as like a hand blown glass ornament.
Well, what about just a few things that I know people love around this time of year that they can order from your website? You have the most fabulous candles. And I always order, I think I got from you, was it the balsam cedar? It was in the Mercury.
Yes.
Was it alum balsam cedar?
Yes. And they smell, they're so good.
I highly recommend those for anyone looking for I actually use those year round. And I just have them in every room. So what other candles will you be getting? Are you getting some new ones in, or what are your favorites?
So we love LAFCO is my favorite. And we're starting to sell Puras now. I don't know if you have a Pura.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Tell me about the Pura. That's a thing right now. And I've been wanting to learn more. It's a system, right?
Yeah. So it's an air freshener basically, but it's, you plug it into the wall and you have an app. And so that's the cool thing about it is you have an app and you can have your favorite scent. So we have the LAFCO little refills here and the Pura. And you can order the refills, and as soon as you walk in your home, you can set it to where it turns it on. And so when you leave, it turns it off, and it just saves the little scent. So it's not going all the time when you're not home, but it is amazing. And it smells up the whole room, and we love them. We have them. I have one, and you can smell it in my bathroom and you can smell it in my kitchen. So,
and you just have one and you can smell one. Okay.
Yeah.
Do y'all have those in stock? I'm coming to get one.
Yes.
I'll be getting
some.
Okay. Yes. So now you mentioned LAFCO and Pura. Are they interchangeable?
Yes. Pura is the device, and they have, Pura has like Nest fragrances, and they have LAFCO fragrances, and they have Capri Blue. They have tons of things.
So you can use
them.
Okay. So you can choose your favorite, like any brand candle fragrance, as long as they make a Pura cartridge.
Right.
Okay. What is the closest thing to either Times Fraser Fir or the Alum Balsam Cedar? Is there anything in that holiday?
Yeah, I would say the LAFCO, it's called Feu de Bois, and is it called Ski House?
Yeah, it's kind of that piney like woody sort of smell.
Smells so good.
Like
we use it year round, but it does smell amazing. It smells very just like I want to have a bowl of chili by the fire.
And if people want to get that even as a gift, if they get one, that's going to do at least a main floor for your fragrance.
If they wanted to get one, just a diffuser for a gift, if they knew someone had one, they say they last, if you use it for 8 hours a day, I think they would last for 2 weeks, which is a pretty good, and I think they're $18 each. So that's a great, you can't get a candle. No, that's going to last that long for,
right.
So it's great. We love to I always have it when I have guests over. I have mine on full blast, but I also have a candle burning the same scent. And it really just.
The mood.
They're convenient. Like if you're bringing guests in, and you can't leave a candle burning, obviously.
That's right. Right.
It feels good when you come in because you can just use the app on your phone and have it on.
That is wonderful. Yeah. Well, what other great things do y'all have that people might want to go to your website and check out as far as holiday? Because everyone is thinking about
holiday. Oh my gosh. We have tons of candles. We have the glasses. We have we have these cleanable placemats that are beautiful. They're actually by Bodrum Linens, and they're just gorgeous, and they're perfect for the fall, for Christmas, and you can use those year round as well. We love them. And they're easy clean. So you can just wipe them off, but they feel like a really nice placemat. They're really pretty. What else do we have?
We have a lot of football stuff, getting ready for
it. Game day. Okay.
Yes.
So you got Auburn, Alabama.
Yes.
Who else? Ole Miss.
Yeah, Ole Miss, Georgia.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So y'all have got all your game day gear. Okay.
Yes.
Well, hopefully we'll get to use that and for a whole season. I'm hoping.
Yeah, that is the hope. And we'll get in a lot of Christmas ornaments, and we'll get in, little napkins and holiday things. So we'll have lots of little gifty items, and they keep coming in just for the store and for the online. So people can order them, and we ship them everywhere.
Do you all do bridal registry?
Yes, we do.
Oh, good. Okay. And baby registry?
Yes, we have. People could do a baby registry. We don't have many baby items. We have gifty things, but we have a lot of stuff for brides. And we're actually going to start we're kind of trying to kick it off soon, is where if you're local to Birmingham, you can come in and we can sit down and look through different bedding options you may want to put on your registry, or different Vietri vases, or, plates or bowls. We have that whole line on our website, or just lots of things that people don't always think that, I could register for that. So
yes,
have people be able to come in and sit and go through catalogs and add it to their registry. And we'd also love to be able to virtually offer that also, to be able to kind of walk through a catalog with a bride.
Oh, that's so wonderful. And I love Vietri. Now, just a few more questions. What are some of your bed linen lines that you carry?
We have Legacy Home, or Legacy Linens. Pom at Home right now. So those are our two main ones that we use the most. And then for our design clients, we do custom bedding through just like different fabric lines, Fabricut and
right. And one thing, because I think I saw maybe a room that you did, and I remember thinking that is so beautiful. It was a master bedroom, and I cannot recall what was over the headboard. I just remember, I don't remember if it were a grouping of intaglios or a sunburst. What are you putting over? Like, what's a really neat thing to put over, say, a king headboard right now? Some of the things that you've been using.
Yeah, I think you can really use anything over a headboard, just depending on the way the
height
laid out and the height. I think a long piece of art would be beautiful over a headboard, but also we really like to do things, keep the headboard kind of as the focal point, and do art or mirrors on the nightstands that bring your eye. So kind of do more of a keep the headboard as the focal point, and then do pretty art above the nightstands on each side, or a big tall lamp or drapes, or even do a drapery wall behind a headboard is beautiful to do.
Oh, I love that.
Frames from there.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, is there anything else that y'all would like to share just with everyone listening about how you can serve them, whether they're local, wherever they are, and just your vision for helping anyone make their home more beautiful?
Yeah. We would just love to meet anyone who's needing help with their home or bridal registry, anything. So just welcoming people to the store and hoping that people will come in. We're in English Village, but also welcoming people online, and to not hesitate at all to reach out to us via email, or we have a chat feature on our website, and we would love to work with different clients and hear from them and meet them. It's just such a fun process, and we've really enjoyed everyone who we've had the opportunity to work with so far. It's so funny. You get to know them so well, and you're like, wait, I've never met you in person, but I feel like I can, friend. Yes.
Yes. And also your Instagram is fabulous, and it's at Home with Hechart.
Yes.
I'm following you, but isn't it, did you spell it out? Home with Hechart.
Yep.
And y'all update that very well. with your new things.
We try.
Yeah. So, well, it's important. Well, I just, and one last thing, what would you say, Alex, to anyone out there, maybe some young woman who's in college, or someone who may be like you, doing something that they got their degree in, but they're really just like, oh, I just don't love it, but they're afraid. What would you say to them now in retrospect?
I would say still just really, it's possible to do something you love every day. And to find that because it's so fulfilling and finding really your purpose and wanting to like do something that you're passionate about. And I would say if they aren't passionate about what they're doing or they're nervous or scared, to just really step out and try it, because you never know until you try. And not being afraid to fail or mess up or know what you're talking about, because that happened to me. It still happens to me.
Yeah.
Today. But it's such a fun thing. Yeah. Such a fun thing to learn and just step out in faith and just trust yourself basically, and trust the gifts that you've been given. So just to do it. I would still say that probably.
Well, you are such an inspiration. And I think I love that you all work together so well, and can't wait to get to the store. Hopefully this weekend I'm going to get that Pura and to see what else is there that is wonderful that I just have to get to bring home. So I'm just going to let all of you listening or watching know that everything linking will be in the show notes. But y'all, thank you so much for sharing all of this with everyone.
Forward to seeing you.
Yes, we appreciate it so much.
Well, y'all too. Well, thank you so much, guys, and I will let you all get back to your work, and hopefully we'll talk soon.
Yes, bye. Thanks again.
Thanks, girls.